In today's episode,
Everyone Has a Story: How to Write a Memoir with AI by Victor Odåsnac.
Ever imagine stepping into a time machine, but instead of going to some crazy place, you're revisiting your own past? And not just blurry memories, fully immersive stories, sights, sounds, everything as real as the day they happened.
That's a powerful image.
That's what we're diving into today, the world of memoir writing and specifically how AI is changing the game.
Yeah, it's a fascinating kind of intersection of personal reflection,
Yeah.
And this cutting-edge technology.
Absolutely. We're exploring excerpts from this book called Everyone Has a Story: How to Write Your Memoir with the Help of AI. It's packed with practical advice, but what really hooked me is how it challenges this whole idea of what a memoir even is. You don't need to have this wild, headline-grabbing life to have something worth sharing, right?
Exactly. The book really pushes back against that misconception that memoirs are just for famous or people with these exceptional experiences. It argues that every life, even the ones that seem ordinary on the surface, are just filled with these unique moments and perspectives that can really resonate with others.
And it's true, isn't it? There's always something unique about anyone's experience.
For sure.
One of the first things that struck me was the author's own story. He initially disguised his memoir as a novel because he didn't feel his life was quote-unquote memoir-worthy. And I think that kind of hesitation is something that a lot of people can relate to.
Oh, absolutely. It's such a common feeling, right? We tend to downplay the significance of our own experiences.
Yeah.
But what's really interesting is how the book breaks down that barrier.
Yeah.
By presenting these three really compelling reasons why everyone should at least consider writing a memoir.
Yeah, let's unpack those reasons. The first one really hit home for me. Your story matters. Even if it's just for yourself or your loved ones. It's about capturing those memories and reflections before they kind of fade away.
Absolutely. It's a way of preserving a part of yourself, right?
Right.
Your history, your unique perspective on the world. And that just has inherent value, regardless of whether it's, shared with a huge audience or not.
For sure, for sure. The second reason focuses on the process itself. Writing a memoir is a journey of self-reflection. You're revisiting your past, making sense of it, potentially gaining new insights into who you are and how you've evolved, right?
Yeah, it's almost like having a conversation with your younger selves.
Yeah.
Trying to understand the choices you made, the events that shaped you. And that process of reflection can be so insightful and even therapeutic.
Definitely. And then there's that third reason, which feels especially relevant today, embracing the AI revolution. The book argues that AI can be this powerful ally in memoir writing, helping you overcome those common hurdles and even unlock new creative possibilities.
Yeah, this is where the book really piqued my interest. It dives into how AI tools can assist with everything from brainstorming and outlining to actually drafting and editing. And it just makes the process so much more accessible and maybe less daunting for, those aspiring writers out there.
So the book sets the stage by challenging our assumptions about memoir writing and then introduces AI as this potential game changer. But one of the biggest hurdles, like you said, is this myth that memoirs are only for the famous, right?
Right. And it does that by showcasing these powerful examples of memoirs written by ordinary people whose stories have touched millions. I mean, the Diary of Anne Frank immediately comes to mind. She wasn't a celebrity, but her account of life during World War II is one of the most powerful and impactful memoirs ever written, right?
Absolutely. And it's not just historical accounts either. Educated by Tara Westover, a story of resilience and self-discovery became this global phenomenon. She wasn't a public figure before writing it, but her story resonated with readers worldwide.
Yeah, and what's striking about both of those examples and others the book highlights, like Angela's Ashes by Frank McCourt, is how they really demonstrate the power of perspective and authentic storytelling. It's not about fame or these grand achievements. It's about the unique lens through which each author views the world and their ability to connect with readers on this human level.
Makes sense. Those examples make it clear that you don't need to have this big life or whatever that means to write a captivating memoir. Personal perspective and honest storytelling are what truly matter, right? But the book also acknowledges that for a lot of people, writing a memoir can be intimidating. And that's where the whole AI element comes in, right?
Yes, and the book really dives into the specifics of how AI can be this surprisingly powerful tool throughout the writing process.
And this is where I'm really curious to learn more. How can AI actually help someone write a memoir? It sounds almost futuristic.
Well, it's not about AI like taking over the storytelling entirely, right? It's more about having this personalized writing assistant, like available 24/7. For example, imagine you're struggling with writer's block. You sit down to write, but the words just won't come. AI can help by, generating writing prompts or suggesting potential chapter topics based on the details you provide.
So it's like having this brainstorming partner to like get you started or help you get unstuck when you hit a wall.
Exactly, yeah. But it goes beyond just brainstorming. AI can also help with structuring your memoir. Let's say you have all these memories and anecdotes, but you're not sure how to arrange them into a cohesive narrative. AI can suggest logical sequences for your chapters and even create a detailed outline to help you stay on track.
That sounds incredibly helpful, especially for someone who might feel overwhelmed by the prospect of like organizing a lifetime's worth of memories.
Right, and it can even assist with the actual drafting process. AI can help you fill in gaps in your story, expand on existing content, and suggest like alternative phrasing to make your writing more engaging. It's not about replacing your voice, but rather acting as this collaborator, helping you refine your ideas and express yourself more effectively.
So it's like having an editor working alongside you, offering suggestions and improvements in real time.
That's a good way to think about it, yeah. And it doesn't stop there. AI can even assist with editing, for grammar and clarity, ensuring consistency in character names and timelines, and even formatting your manuscript for you. It can be involved in like everything from cover design to generating a catchy title for your book.
It's incredible how AI can streamline so many aspects of the writing and publishing process, but I'm also curious about the limitations. Does the book address the potential downsides of relying on AI too much?
It absolutely does. The book emphasizes that AI should be seen as this supportive tool, not a replacement for the writer's unique voice and insights. Like you're still the storyteller, the author, the one who breathes life into your experiences.
Right, that's such a crucial point. AI can enhance your writing, but it shouldn't dictate it. It's about finding that right balance between leveraging technology and preserving the authenticity of your story.
Think of AI as like a partner, a collaborator who can help you bring your vision to life more effectively. But ultimately, it's your story to tell.
That makes a lot of sense. So we've talked about how the book challenges assumptions about who can write a memoir and how AI can be this powerful tool in the process. But what about the actual craft of storytelling? Does the book delve into the techniques that make a memoir truly captivating?
It does, yeah. It really goes beyond just like the mechanics of writing and digs into the art of storytelling.
Yeah.
It emphasizes that, compelling memoir, it isn't just about recounting events. It's about bringing those memories to life in a way that really captures the reader's imagination and their emotions.
Right, that makes sense. So how does the book suggest we actually do that? What are some of the key techniques it highlights?
Well, one of the core principles is this idea of like showing rather than telling. Instead of simply stating facts or, emotions, you use vivid descriptions, sensory details, even dialogue to kind of immerse the reader in the experience.
I see, yeah. Instead of saying, like, I was sad, you might describe the physical sensations of sadness, like that tightness in your chest or a lump in your throat. It's about, like, painting a picture with words, right?
Yeah.
That allows the reader to actually feel what you felt.
Exactly, yeah. And the book has some really striking examples of this technique, like in action. One that stood out to me was from Jeanette Wall's memoir, The Glass Castle. There's this passage where she describes being so hungry as a child that she would like press her fingers into a stick of butter, savor the creamy texture, and then lick it off.
Wow, that's a powerful image. You can practically taste the butter,
Mhm.
and feel her desperation. It's so much more impactful than simply saying, we were poor and often went hungry.
Right. It's that level of detail, that sensory engagement that really draws the reader in and makes the experience feel like real.
Yeah.
And the book also stresses the importance of incorporating dialogue, too. Conversations, they bring characters to life, right? They reveal relationships, add a sense of immediacy to the story.
Yeah, I can see how dialogue would add another layer of depth and realism. It's like you're, eavesdropping on a conversation from the past. But beyond these, like, techniques, does the book talk about the emotional aspect of writing a memoir? It seems like sharing such personal experiences could be, quite daunting for some people.
It definitely addresses that, yeah. The book acknowledges that common fear of vulnerability and, like, the hesitation many people feel about sharing their stories with the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it encourages writers to focus on the potential impact their memoirs can have.
That's interesting. So it's not just about like self-expression, it's also about the possibility of connecting with others, right?
Right.
Who might relate to your experiences or find inspiration in your story.
Exactly. Your memoir might resonate with someone going through a similar challenge,
Right.
offering them comfort, validation, or even like a new perspective on their own situation. And even if your story doesn't reach, a wide audience, it can still serve as this powerful legacy for your family and loved ones.
That's a beautiful way to think about it. It's about preserving memories, sharing lessons learned, and leaving behind a piece of yourself for future generations. But the book also seems to be like quite practical too. Does it offer any guidance on the actual process of like writing and publishing a memoir?
It does, yeah. It provides a really helpful overview of, different publishing routes, including self-publishing, traditional publishing, and those hybrid options. It explains the pros and cons of each approach so you can choose the path that aligns with your goals and your resources.
That's really helpful. I imagine the publishing landscape can be overwhelming for someone who's, never done it before. So you've got options for how to get your story out there, but does the book also talk about the importance of presentation too?
Absolutely. It stresses that a compelling cover, professional editing, and a captivating book description, those can make a huge difference in attracting readers. In a world that's so saturated with content, presentation is key to getting your book noticed.
It's like that old saying, don't judge a book by its cover. But let's be honest, we all kind of do it to some extent, right? A strong first impression is crucial.
It really is. And the book provides practical tips on how to craft a compelling pitch for your memoir, whether you're submitting it to agents or, pitching it directly to readers.
So it seems like there are a lot of things to consider when writing and publishing a memoir, but the source material we're looking at today offers a lot of encouragement and practical guidance to help navigate the process.
It does. It reminds us that everyone has a story worth telling, and that with the right tools and mindset, anyone can bring their memories to life in this compelling and meaningful way.
And with AI as a potential partner in the process, it feels like the possibilities are even more expansive. Now, before we delve into the final points of this deep dive, I want to shift our focus to you for a moment. Think about your own life story. If you were to write a memoir, what single memory would you start with?
It's a great question, isn't it? It really gets to the heart of what makes a memoir so compelling. It's that one defining moment, right? That spark that ignites the reader's curiosity and kind of pulls them into your world.
Exactly. And it's a question worth, pondering, even if you never actually intend to write a full memoir. Just that act of identifying a pivotal memory, it can really offer this new perspective on your own personal journey.
I agree.
I love how this book encourages us to embrace AI as a tool for exploring our memories. It's almost like having this digital archaeologist, helping you excavate the layers of your past, unearthing those hidden gems that might have otherwise been forgotten.
Yeah. AI can help generate prompts, suggest connections between these seemingly unrelated events, and even surface forgotten details that might be key to unlocking a deeper understanding of your experiences.
It's amazing what technology can do these days. But as we've discussed throughout this deep dive, AI should always be viewed as a partner in this creative process, never a replacement for the writer's own voice and intuition.
For sure. It's about striking that balance, right, between leveraging technology and preserving the heart of your story, your unique perspective, your emotions, your reflections. Those are the elements that will truly resonate with readers.
And the book does such a great job of highlighting the techniques that can really elevate a memoir from, a simple recounting of events to this truly immersive experience.
Yeah.
Things like showing rather than telling, using vivid sensory details, and incorporating dialogue.
Exactly. These techniques, they breathe life into your memories, right?
Yeah.
Allowing the reader to step into your shoes and experience the world through your senses and emotions.
I can see how that would really draw the reader in. And it's not just about capturing the happy or exciting moments either, right? It's also about being willing to share the more challenging experiences, the moments of vulnerability and, growth that have shaped who you are.
Absolutely. It's often in those moments of vulnerability that readers connect most deeply with an author, recognizing their own struggles and triumphs reflected in the narrative.
That's so true. As we wrap up our deep dive into the world of memoir writing, I'm really struck by the book's overall message of encouragement, It reminds us that writing a memoir isn't about achieving literary fame or fortune. It's really about honoring our own experiences and sharing them with the world in an authentic and meaningful way.
It's about leaving a legacy, not just for ourselves, but, for future generations. It's about offering a glimpse into the lives and perspectives of those who came before us.
And who knows, your story might just inspire someone else to embark on their own journey of self-discovery and reflection.
Yeah, so if you've ever considered writing a memoir, even if it's just for yourself or a small circle of loved ones, I encourage you to, explore that impulse further. Embrace the power of storytelling and let AI be your guide along the way. You might be surprised at what you discover, both about yourself and about the world around you.
Because, as this deep dive has shown us, everyone has a story worth telling, and every story has the potential to touch the lives of others in ways we might never fully imagine.
And on that note, we encourage you to continue exploring this topic. Think about that memory you'd start with, and maybe even jot down some thoughts. You never know where it might lead.
Your story matters. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of memoir writing.
You've listened to our latest episode of Right Here, Right Now,